it's games now that I totally can't even keep up with. I just want to try to find myself in whatever fit I can find. But when we were talking a little bit earlier, you were talking about recovery and kind of how people around you, like I think podcasters, um, getting sick. It's that time. It
Not
seems
even
like
just
this.
sick, like sick financial issues and stuff. I mean, the financial issues, I guess this economy is kind of whooping everybody's behind. But like a lot of people I know, podcasters, like content creators. I know myself, I just kind of been out just trying to get myself together mentally. But yeah, a lot of people have just been kind of going through it. It's a lot.
I can totally relate to that, and I know I have a couple of people out here in the podcast game that are down right now, and it's I don't know. I don't want to be the paranoid person to try to point it all at the vaccine, but it's a lot of younger people I see, like my peer group right now, that have these on onslaught of health issues out of nowhere, including myself. I
It's
mean,
stress, I think.
yeah, that might be what it is. That's a really good point, and I don't manage stress well.
It's stress. I think that like compare like little things like that we look at in the past, like Sunday dinner being a thing, or like like more family like reunions and family time like that. I think we don't have that nowadays, not because we don't want that as a younger generation, but because we live such a faster paced life,
Yeah.
and the economy and the value of money has changed. So we are trying to keep up, and we just don't have that time. I think it's sad because I feel like back then, like you had more leisure time, or your money took you further, so you were able to do more that you could relax.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so nowadays I don't think we have that. So now people are stressing themselves out. Younger people, you see young people having heart attacks and strokes. It's not normal.
You miss 1 month of life though, and unfortunately, it can take your whole situation. You can miss a rent payment, a car payment, a credit card payment, and it all unwinds from that one mistake. So
Mm.
yeah, I think maybe you might be right. The stress thing is something that we totally overlook because the people that are my age right now are going through it. I hope that they can push through, but that doesn't seem right. And hearing about people at 30, 32 having heart attacks, um, it's seeming in my observation like something's wrong, and I just can't figure out what
I
has
think it's
made
the
us.
I really truly, and I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm like a anti-capitalist. I'm like, oh, we should do communism or something like that. It's not that, but I don't think that we're meant to live like this. Like I was crying to my friend talking about I need a
Mm,
vacation, and she was like, we were talking about how like, even now it's like hard to take a vacation. I have a decent career, and even then, like we're trying to keep up with bills and just the cost of living. A
hard.
vacation is like, yeah, like wow, like this is gonna like we're gonna be saving for a minute for this. And it shouldn't be like I said, it shouldn't be like that. People need breaks. People need to slow down, kick their feet back, and just relax. It doesn't need to we're always in the rat race.
I think that's such a good point. I mean, you know, I think I might have find myself unplugging, trying to get away from all that stuff, and it makes a tremendous difference. And some of it good, some of it bad, but the stress is definitely taking people, aging people, making people misbehave and just act out of themselves. So I hope that that's something that gets healed for sure. I wanted to
Mm,
talk about being sexy. I think that it's easy to be sexy when you're not stressed out. I
it
think that
is.
that's a key.
I'd say it is. I know for me, I take pauses. Like I know when I'm working a lot, I don't feel at my like sexiest, my hottest, but like I try to take
Mm.
like breaks and like put myself in that. Or, of course, when you have a little hanky panky time, that
Uh-oh. It helps things out. I mean, but that's what I mean. You are sexy all the time, right? But you identify moments when you can feel it. I mean, you be feeling yourself. You be
oh
feeling
yeah.
it.
Cause there
Like,
are days I wake up and I'm not feeling myself, and I'm just like, oh, like you look like this morning I'm not feeling myself. I'm sure after I get myself all the way together, um, maybe let me take that back because I'm doing stuff that doesn't require me to be in that mode. So
okay, and that's what we're talking about, though. So, and it doesn't require it of you. Can I ask? That's something you probably want to do because you ain't got to do that, right? Like it's
Right.
decompression.
But sometimes like it's like at your like I don't know, like there's moments where I just like I'm like I want to just dress up, take some cute pictures. Like I had
Yeah,
a moment like that the other day where I took like some like like some hot girl pictures to
that's
like
right.
share, yeah, to like share with my like adult groups I'm in, like just to like hey,
To let
but then
them know
there,
what they got, who they.
yeah, but then
I
there
had
are
to
some,
remind them.
yeah, I had to remind them, like, I ain't really popped out in a minute. But then there are some times where I just like look frumpy, but I still might feel like that. Like I'm not a like, for example, lingerie. Lingerie is fun sometimes for me, but I'm a frumpy girl. Like
Not frumpy. I don't think
frump.
you would call yourself frumpy. Let's talk about that. What is this, ladies? Y'all want to be dick free. I'ma say it. I think that women have times when they just don't want to attract penis, or
Ooh,
they want to prevent it from getting in them, right? Like they want to be what I call dick free. I will elaborate on this further because me and my lady used to have an agreement of a certain day of the week. I'm not going to tell you what day it is, but it was her day for recovery, for being free of the burden, right? So tell me, if ladies across the world, right? What's up with that? Like, what? How does this? That's terrifying. Is
what
being a
that we
woman
did,
that
day?
tragic that you're wanting people want to penetrate you constantly and you need a break from that energy?
Yes. You're not in my close friends. I was gonna say a good story about this. Good example. This was just the other day. I posted in my close friends. I did like a
Yeah.
question thing while I was at work. So of course the questions like people always ask me, "Am I single?" I haven't been single for a hot second, but I guess because nobody knew that I was dating a man, it became a big shock. So
Yeah.
someone texted me personally, and they said, "So you're not single?" And I was like, "No."
Mm.
Now, mind you, I haven't seen this person in months, and they were like, "Damn, so you telling me that God-given throat is off the market?" Yes. This person texted me.
Aw.
They texted me the next day and was like crying, like this crying gif, and I was like, "What's wrong?" And they're like, "Just still thinking about how I'm never gonna experience this again. I really hope y'all break up in a few days."
Damn. That's
So
real though. That's good.
it's not real. And then after that, somebody
That
else
is
like was like,
real because he want to get back. He wanted.
he never wanted anything. And that's the problem. Like I had to explain that to somebody else who was like trying to shoot their shot with me. Like, and we had a nice genuine conversation. I told them like, I encounter a lot of people who shoot their shot at me, but they don't
Yeah.
really want me. And I can tell, and there's ways that I can tell that. So it does get
Okay.
overwhelming. You're
But let's
annoying.
talk about this though, like being sexy and then women needing to decompress. I think that's the problem sometimes. And I'm not being critical of your
I want to.
situation. I'm
No,
just saying
you're
that.
good. Like no, because I understand. Like, yeah, we want to go outside. I want to look good. I want to be on the gram. Sometimes I just post those pictures like to be hot for myself. But then the men take it a different way, and they don't stop. Like I need time to decompress when I'm getting like random dick pics in my Instagram DMs, and men who don't stop. Like trying to be nice, and they're just like, "Oh, Taylor, you should definitely get with me. Why won't you give me a chance?" The men diagnosing you with stuff. You have trauma, and that's why you want like. No, I don't. No, leave me alone. Maybe I just don't want to be with you. Maybe I just don't like you.
Well, that's what breaks a man's ego though, is that if
And they
he wants you, he's entitled to you. And
why can't
maybe that's just me. As you know, like I got my situation together. I was on a hunt. I had to find, and you know what I mean? I
do
just think that
you
that's the way we work.
do you feel like that really works? So me and my partner were talking about that last night about how like I was saying like I don't feel like when I hunt for somebody I find them. I just randomly like
I think you
if
attract. Okay, that's an interesting thing there, right? You said that when you hunt, you don't think you necessarily find, right?
at least nobody quality that I want to settle like I want to like really be like engaged with on that level. Like if I hunt and I find some pinwheens,
I don't think
man.
that's true though. Like when you be hunting, you be looking for them, you're profiling. That's how you find them. You got to frame them, and then you have to attract them. Uh, like it. I think that that's the reward sometimes. Because once you and then there's a third level. Once you have them, you gotta want to hold them. Because once you have it and it looks good and it sound good, is it good? It feel good. I mean, like you want everything. So I kind of like that's the fun part
Really?
because especially if you gotta like if you develop like think about someone that you develop, you make them better. You're like, damn, like you really kind of like kind of okay. Like you see them
The
in a
growth.
new way.
See, that's why I don't want to hunt. Like I like when I'm hunting for stuff, it's like yeah, but that's probably because when I'm hunting, I'm like I'm only looking for certain things. Like this is a temporary kind of thing. But like
You
my
looking for? I know what you're looking for.
yeah, but like my people who like I actually like have engaged, like kept in my life and like dated and things like that. I never hunted for them. It just was random. Well, yeah, no, it was just random. Sorry,
It was serendipitous.
It was serendipitous. I had to think back to like my current partner when I first like met them in person, and I did some wild stuff.
Look at
But,
you! I just saw you gaze. Hold on now, I saw you gaze. I just saw you gaze. I saw a gaze. I know a gaze. I had some last night made me gaze. I know exactly.
No, this is when I first met this person. I did something like I won't say unbecoming of me, but just
that's good for you. You need to, you know what I'm saying? You got to break out of sometimes. You got to do different things.
No, because at the time I was not trying to date this person. I just was being an a-hole.
Mm-hmm.
I was being an a-hole in a show out. But yeah, like I don't know. When I hunt for people, I don't find people that I want to date. Like all my people I've dated like has been like a random like, oh wow. Man.
So you might not know what you want to date.
It's not that. It's just that like most of my life I really wasn't like engaged in like serious dating. I just was kind of like bopping around. So I don't know. Like I know like my like in my head, like I have like the markup for like what a quality partner. I think I have it written down somewhere, like what I look for. But yeah, I just never be like out like, oh dang, I gotta find me a boo. And the last time I was thirsty to find me a man, it went awry. So yeah.
What? Okay.
Yeah, the last time I was like, yeah, thirsty was my like crazy ex, and like then he came in my life, and yeah, never again will I be thirsty and show that because that man was watching my Instagram, knowing that like I was pressed for a boo, and then he came and destroyed.
I think that is the way dudes are though, like especially now, like they like to get okay. I'll be honest. I think they like to get women vulnerable and either like tease or extort them, kind of stuff. Like, she you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of weird. Like man, Sarah, she she was finding a way. We got, she got with Billy Ray. We together now, and like it worked out, right? But like now, these dudes are so disconnected from it because they don't want to get their feelings hurt. They do the gnarliest junk.
A lot of people ain't healed, and that's okay. Like, and that's okay. No one's gonna ever be completely healed, but you gotta find somebody who you're gonna let in and like heal together. I guess if it's like essentially like I don't know. So many people.
It's hardest on a pretty girl right now. I would honestly say that because I think the insecurities of young dudes now, they don't have like masculinity to guys a lot of stuff, so they like do bitch assness because that's all they know. Like they can't hide behind toxic masculinity to be like, I'm trying to protect her and bullshit and do the same abuse. Like they're, you know what I mean? They haven't gotten to that point. They're in a different time.
They get revealed very fast. Like I don't like me and my friends, we talk about this. They get revealed very fast. At least like, I don't know, to me. But like I said, I like having shitty dating situations experience because it'll teach you something. It teaches you stuff.
I've only had a couple, I've honestly maybe had a couple of bad dates, and I've only been in one bad relationship.
You've been blessed.
Because when I was in that bad situation, it came to me how everybody goes through this over and over and over and over and over again. I'm like, nah, like I can't do that. Like you
gotta make better choices. Like, I mean, you gotta take the lessons. Even though, like I say, like sometimes some people will fool you, but do you stop being vulnerable and stop letting people in and shut down, or do you just keep trying? Because dating is a gamble. You don't never know.
Social media teaches a lot of lessons, man. People, I think, are influenced by the wrong people.
Too damn much. Some people don't know. Then I don't like the social media gurus. And I think that's another reason why I've kind of been quiet too, is because a lot of things mentally are changing for me. So I don't have the same opinions as much anymore as I used to, in a sense.
Yeah.
But I don't agree with social media relationship gurus because a lot of time I feel like their advice is number one misguided. Like the other day, and I posted this, someone like a guy was like, "What is your plan B if you don't get married?" Why are we still on that rhetoric? Number one, everyone's that I personally, there's nothing wrong with getting married. I'm more open to it than
Sure.
I was in the past. But I feel
Yeah.
like it's still weird to tell people like that's the life plan. Like you got to be focused on getting married.
Is
Have
it a
people?
heteronormative? Like
It's
you make it a
heteronormative.
goal because we think that that's the perpetuation of society. So our
But
Judeo-Christian heteronormative
and you have people
patriarchy.
restricting themselves from like life growing experiences because they're so focused on being the perfect partner. And I think those are some experiences that you need. Like go out and live. Like have you seen people who get married like in they like early 20s and they don't
Okay.
last?
That's my biggest fear. Always been my biggest fear. I was with my high school sweetheart through college. We literally made it to our senior year, and bruh, like it was so hard for me to leave, but I had realized what I had been building because I had been with this girl for so long and spoiled this girl, paying for. I had like 2 apartments when I was in college. I think at one point I even had 3. I was working like 5 jobs and hustling, and you already know, just doing everything. And I was like, nah, I can't live this life. Like I can't. So
Yeah.
I bounce. But yeah, if you've been with somebody that long, it's a different kind of bond. And also, I think it's a different kind of fear of liability from my perspective. I'd be scared. I'm the only one that been knocking down Sarah since she was 15. We 36. I think she wants some other. You feel what I'm saying? Like I would be worried. I'd be so paranoid after a long term like that.
And I get it, but at the same time, like I don't know. This is always my hunch. Is like if you get a little extra pipe from such and such, that don't necessarily mean you want to be with them. That's not going to be the same quality of relationship that we have. Like for example, if we're locked in on a long term thing, we've been through certain life experiences. You getting from Jim Bob is not going to really, unless you just stupid like that. It shouldn't change you up, but if it does, good luck to you.
But what about loyalty though? Like I think that we've gotten so fluid in our sexuality that we have gotten away from monogamy entirely. We think of monogamy as temporary. We lose the identity of one person for life.
And I do agree with you there because my kind of thought process, not that I don't agree with poly anymore. It's just that I've started to notice some things with poly and not even just with myself, where I kind of be looking at people like, I don't know if it's a societal cling to monogamy, but everyone has still their monogamous ways in poly. So I'm not sure if it's, but then there's also that part of me doesn't think this also societal. I think it's also kind of like there's more factors to it. Number one, there's time. Number two, there's a lot of things. So I do feel like in a sense, people nowadays do want to have their cake and eat it too. I think there's still a way to have your cake and eat it with also being loyal. Like, I mean, for example, you can still have fun there. I mean, you can still have fun, but I think there's a lot of growth and a lot of like understanding that comes with that. Because I think there's some beautiful growth that you can have with being open to an extent. It's not for everybody, but I think
when you say
can.
pipe, how much pipe does one like?
That is true. How much pipe does one like, and what are you doing? But it seems like it's also what are you doing? For me, like
it's gnarly to me. Like you're married. And I see, unfortunately, marriage doesn't look good because everybody that's been married for 15, 20 years, high school sweethearts, they want to do weird, freaky stuff, trying to talk about bring somebody in. They unicorn you. They find you at the club and they try to bring you back home. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like, can't you just Gus Sarah up? Can we get a wig, get some heels? Here's an outfit.
it
Like,
depends on who. Okay,
we'll get you a new body.
The group thing, the group kind of stuff is always a kind of shaky topic for me because when it comes to couples, it really depends on who you're dealing with. Some of those couples, number one, shout out to the women out there. I can deal with my romantic women, but there are some
romantic women. Please explain what that is.
So there are women. I forgot what you call the other side. There are women who are romantic, meaning that they enjoy certain encounters with women, but on a dating wise level, on a romantic level, they would rather be heteronormative. I don't have a problem with
that blows my mind. So like part-time coochie.
Yeah, and I can understand why to an extent. I kind of understand a little bit why.
Those are the girls that kissed girls in college and liked it.
Yeah, but they know generally they don't want to have a full romantic relationship. And I don't think there's a problem. At this point in life, do what you want. As long as you ain't hurting people, as long as you're keeping it real, I don't really think it matters.
I
But
have an ethical issue with that because my insecurity, I guess. Sexuality seems so stagnant and defined in my hetero eyes. Like how you can't eat coochie part time. If you eat coochie part time, you think about coochie all the time because I have that little man mind. I said,
really, yeah,
you know, it's just the way we like. It's I guess petty, right? Like it is what it is. I know, man.
I mean, I get it. Like, but again, that's what I say. I feel like there's learning and growth that you can have in opening situations to an extent, and it just depends on how much you want to be open. I like group encounters. Like I said, I've talked about this before. I'm sick, so sometimes like I be like, yeah, my man got some good ping ping. You want to see?
See, like when I was in college, I think that the girl that kissed the girl liked it, right? And it's just like you probably could relate because you have an open mind and you're, growing your mind with these experiences. So that's my only thing. I think that's my issue.
Yeah. I mean, it's again, like I said, there's a lot of communication. I think that when you start to get to know the needs of your partner and understanding that, again, with romance, we're not gonna be able to satisfy every freaking little need of our partner, and that's just real. That's just life. That's just being human. But I don't think that certain parts of non-monogamy are necessarily bad. I do think that we do have a cling to monogamy in a sense. I don't know why. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it, but I think it's okay to like also like have fun, like I said, and have those difficult conversations. You can learn a lot. Like, yeah.
It's about pleasure, right?
Exactly. I mean, like,
don't overcomplicate it.
Yeah, don't overcomplicate it. Plus, too, there's a lot of more conversations that we need to have. It's just like the men and the bum thing. I feel like that's a conversation that does not have
the men and the bum. What do you mean?
Men in their butts.
Oh God, yeah. It's the only thing we have to protect our heterosexuality. It's the heterohymen.
I wish it would go away because so many men like that and they all traumatized thinking somebody gonna tell on them. I'm just like,
yeah, I definitely feel that. I told you I've had some attempts, some plays, women. I think that they do that so they can dangle it over your head, especially these younger ones, just like the young men do it to them. And now you coming to me because Ronnie made you eat his butt. Leave me alone. Done.
Ronnie. But I mean, yeah, it's all like I said. I think that we need like more couples need to have communication about the hanky panky dirty stuff they want to do. I'd rather you tell me instead of you hiding it. I'd rather,
But see, you're very open-minded because you would let a dude who like wanted to have a boyfriend be open about that, which is fine, which is cool. We respect all alities.
Yeah. But I'd rather you tell me. I'm not gonna, if I can't put up with it, then all I can do is walk away. But I'd rather you tell me instead of be doing something behind my back. I mean,
it's attraction though. Like you meet people that make you feel good, and that's, I think, unfortunately what really matters. That's what relationships are all about. Whether you're chasing the same sex, a different sex, and hopefully not a kid, like you're trying to find somebody that's gonna make you feel good. So I'm hedonism. I definitely wanted to talk about something. I need to girl specifically.
I thought you don't talk about hedonism. I'm like, wait a minute.
No, we don't talk about hedonism because remember we were gonna pick up. I know we missed Queening and we had talked about Karesha. That was a while back. But hedonism, pleasure, the way that we seek it.
I'm sorry, my mind has to change. When I think of hedonism, I think of the resort. I'm sorry. So
in Jamaica, is Hedo in Jamaica?
Yeah, Hedo's in Jamaica.
There's a Hedo too, because I had a chick invite me there. What's the difference?
I'm not sure. I hear a lot of random things about Hedo, like about how like it's worth it to go, but like it's not worth it to stay on property apparently. And their rates are really high in my opinion, and I don't really want to pay that. I want to come visit, and I want to make sure it's a bunch of Black people there.
I'm terrified because like I said, I found out that there's a Hito too, and I don't know the difference between members and non-members, and
I think
I
people
don't
like
want to be.
have memberships to like Hito. I would not want to have a. It's too like I don't agree with their prices. I've looked to try to book there before, and I don't want to stay on property because I'm not paying $400 a night for a basic room.
I mean, it's not a basic. Oh God, that's so disgusting. Do they clean the rooms like it is Jamaica?
It's no, you have your own resort. They have a play area. It's not like you. I mean, like you can do what you want in the room with whoever you want, but they have a play area and stuff. I don't think you can play like by the water. I have to look it up again because I really just want to go to see how it is. I have to go when it's black people. I don't like going to places when it's not black.
What? I mean, you got a boo though.
I know, but like even me and him.
Is it better to share, or is it like a package deal? Like that's what I was talking about earlier about sexuality, right?
Yeah.
It's a package deal. So I guess that's my thing. I fear
package deal with your partner.
Yeah. So if you're half homo, I have to be half homo with you, right?
No, I mean think of a female male three-way.
Female, male.
Female, male. So there's only one guy. So
right, the girls. I'm talking about the girls. They're half. They're same sex, and it's not a judgment thing. I'm just saying that it's a equity thing, and then for a fair relationship, you have to, because it's pleasure. It's everybody's pleasure. It's not just mine.
But if y'all like
That's
that,
what I
like
mean.
if my partner wasn't into that, like one of my partners is not into that, but the other one, for some weird reason, we are. But we don't do it all the time.
Wow, and it makes it moot. Wow, you're evolved. It makes it moot because you have one of each. So it's not what I'm talking about. You get it?
Yeah, I get it. But yeah, we don't do it all the time. Like, yeah, one person is not one of my partners is not really like on the crazy train like me, and the other one is somewhat on the crazy train, but like within boundaries, which was what I like. Like I don't like, for example, with dating hetero men, I don't like the hetero men who are like hyper fixated on having three ways. It turns me off. But my partner now, like they're into them, but we also kind of have the similar track mind where like we are not hunters per se. We would rather it just come to us. So
I don't like you a boss.
No, I'm really not a boss. I'm not a boss because now that I'm on the opposite side of the tracks, oh, it's hard. It's hard.
What? Okay,
yeah,
I feel that.
I got lucky like in the new year, and this girl was like, she's like, I know, she's like, I hope you won't judge, but I've always wanted to be with a couple. And I was like, oh.
Toe that ass up.
So I was like, oh, like you wanna hang out?
But that's why I think the energy thing is important, because when you keep that energy high, I think you attract that energy all the time.
Yeah, and it's going in the right spaces. A lot of hetero couples who want to get into that don't be in the right spaces. Like me and my partner met through swinging, so that's one reason.
I think it's cool. It's so insecure and like selfish. Like I can't, you know what I mean?
There's so many layers of things you could do though. Like for example, like go into the local swing club and just go into like the one in our area is really like tame. Like you can go for a tour before it opens and it's separated, so you can go have a drink and just relax. And then after, like if you just want to go observe people, you can. And I think that is pretty fun.
Hold on, the wings good? Like is it a deck where I could have some beer or something? And I don't know.
So you can have like a
sports bar environment.
Yeah, like the one, like so there's Florida is weird. Okay, so we have a lot of craziness. The one by me though, is separated. So there's a bar on one side. They also have a back patio. It's a big space. They have really cool paraphernalia in there that you can go look at. It's really fun. But then after that, like if you want to go to the other side, you can, and it's really private. You can't bring phones or anything back there. They sell everything that you could possibly need. You want to buy a whip that night, you can buy a whip there. You want to buy
Why does that seem like it's so expensive? Like $97.50. Like it just seems like you're gonna
So and nay. I'm speaking from a woman's perspective, and like if you go as a couple, it's not gonna be that high. And if you go as a single woman, that's done for a reason though, because you don't really it's nothing against single men.
You look
but
like you want to punch a ticket now. Like, you're like, you know what? I wonder if they're open at 10.
Nah, I had too much. Did I tell you about my New Year's experience? How the next day on
No,
January
you
2nd.
kind of hinted at it, but like, nah, you was like, you said it was good, but like, you ain't.
Oh, it was so I had so much fun that I had to call them the next day to go retrieve me and my partner's bank cards and our IDs.
Yeah.
So we had a good time. We stayed there for a little bit and then we left. But yeah, we had a bomb time in there. Like, I hadn't been there in a while, and I like nights when it's like more popping and you have a mixture of people. When we got there was a group of Black people playing. It was so funny. They were nice as hell. They're like
on New Year's.
Yeah, on New Year's. This is like after the ball drop and everything. So
cool, yeah.
Yeah, but we like I said, we had some guests with us, and they did not participate in the club. So but they still had a good time. They were interested. They had never been, so they were really interested to just observe.
I mean, I'm not trying to go to ratchet it up, but if I could get some lemon pepper wet, like a grand hand.
I don't know. I've never ate in there. Like, I've played bingo there and stuff and everything, but I've never eaten in the other place in town that we go to that has the pools. That's the resort. I didn't like that food. I had some shrimp from them and it was terrible. I was mad. I just go there I just go there drunk.
Yeah, because the food, and that's what I'm saying. The food can't be good because the action's probably actually happening.
I don't know. They say trapeze and Atlanta's food is good. We have a trapeze down here in Fort Lauderdale, but I just have not had the time to go. So one day I'm gonna try to make that happen just to see, but like, it just depends. Like, some of the clubs down here, it just depends on the caliber. I went to a club in South Florida called Rooftop. So if anybody watches this, I do not recommend Rooftop. Don't go there.
Let's talk about them. They whack. I don't like they colors. I don't like what's wrong with them?
Okay, so number one, when I got there, I pulled out. I'm ready. Okay, so they don't serve alcohol. You got a BYOB.
That is kind of whack.
So that was number one. So I bring my alcohol, and then I also pull out my ID because we're going into a place where they're gonna be doing stuff. So don't you want to be around an adult? No, the guy was like, "Oh, don't worry, we keep it discreet here," and I was like, "Discreet my behind? Don't you want to make sure I'm not a minor? I could be trafficked or something." Like, hello. So that was strike one.
That is true, huh?
Yeah, the only time I've ever been to a place that never ID'd me, and this place is in Tampa. Another place highly do not recommend is Fantasyland. They be letting anything and everything happen there. I don't like going places like that. Now, don't get me wrong, the security at this place was not necessarily bad. Well, maybe it's just because the people were behaving themselves, but I have been in situations where people are not following ethical code. So that's why they buy ID checks, because you just don't be knowing what could go on. But anyways, this place also had not good playrooms. Like, their playroom was like the size of my bedroom probably, and it was just not giving.
See, that seems like, how many people can you fit? Like, I don't know how big it is. Like, is it like crazy like that? Like,
so the one by my house, you have private rooms, but then you have like big, like when you have about a general playroom, like, they're literally large. Like, they have a lot of furniture, they have places for people to sit. Like, they're generally large. So this place, like literally a bed, like my apartment size bedroom, and it had a pole in there. It didn't have a swing, but it was tiny for it to be like a all people, like, public playroom. It was small. That was the only one they had, and everything else was private. And then they have a pool, which they're like, it's on the roof. You can't do nothing at the pool. What the fuck?
You can't get down in the pool.
No, nor around it.
Yeah, they still getting it together. That's why they so.
No, this place is old. It has been around for a long time. Yes, like, compared to the one in my area, it's like a big resort. People can like stay on property, and like they have like 2 or 3 different pools and a waterfall and a few like hot tubs. Like, you're not supposed to play by the pool, but people be doing it anyway. Anyways, nobody cares.
I'm trying to calculate how much money is in that, because you always hear people talk about it, this, that, and the other, and I mean, sounds dope.
I like, for the older people who are really like deep into, like, I don't consider myself a lifestyler per se. For the people who are in it, you could tell they be spending money, because like the parties even for a couple like are still like high. Like, I've been blessed to be a woman, so single women usually pay like $25 to go places, maybe 15 if that. And then as a couple, like, it is a benefit, because like, yeah, you're only paying like, maybe New Year's we may have paid like $60-$70 to get in, but I mean, we still had a good time. Like,
They offer people contracts and stuff like this.
I know a guy when I first moved. When I tell you my first night in Tampa, that was my experience. I went to the club.
Yeah.
And the guy I went with, he had a membership. So anytime like I talked to the guy, he's like, "Oh, just hit me up. You know, I still have my membership."
I mean, it's a plug. It's a plug, though.
I don't know if I could use my membership if I go to partner. The membership if I go to a partner, I think I have to go with him. So it kind of like he's nice.
I mean, it sounds like the more the merrier. I don't think that this is right.
It depends. Like, I'm at this moment. I'm more interested in the ladies. So once I get out that phase,
it's just a sweet tooth. I mean, you deserve to get your need met.
I got spoiled this summer. That's the problem.
I think that sex drive does so much for you. Like libido is good and it keeps you focused, it keeps you happy, it releases the right endorphins. So I mean,
it's nice. I mean, and it's nice. Like I don't know, like especially with group
self-care.
Yeah, it's self-care, and especially like I said, even like in a coupling or like with partners, I like even with me, my views on changing, but views changing in poly, I like that other people like my partners. I like that people are interested in them. It makes it even better to date them because it's just like, yes, I have an amazing person. Like,
right. That's what I was gonna say. Being the woman, being the prize, I definitely would think that you've been showcased, and you get that like gratitude and how men, we treat our women like trophies.
They do, but it's interesting. Even like being in groups where like women, like I would have never like having women be like to like my partner, like be like, oh yeah, that Taylor, like it's weird. That's really strange to me. I'm like, they said what? Like even.
I mean, it's the clout. It's the clout.
It's the clout, and it's like I said, it's cute. Like I said, when you have your partner, like other people, even though they may not date them per se or things like that, it's still nice. Like be like, oh yeah, like like dang, like I got an amazing person in my life. Other people can see like this is a great person. So it's kind of like cute on that level, and it does like the clout is good for like your ego to an extent. It's good for people to again engage in pleasure and take that break. I mean, think of the benefits of having sex alone mentally for you.
Hold on, we got that infographic.
Oh, you do?
There are so many. Yeah, there are so many benefits. Health benefits of having sex. I'll give you the top 5. It improves your sleep quality, most definitely. Strengthens your muscles, reduces stress and anxiety. It increases your libido, which is what we're talking about. That sexual energy, being able to keep that can heal so much, and reducing risk of heart attack, stroke, and hypertension. Wow.
Yeah, it's great on the cardiovascular system.
So much better than the 5 prescription drugs that you could get for that. I'd much rather just get it organically. I'm going to see how long I can hold on to mine. Do you have any announcements, anything you want to shout out before we break?
No, what to say? Just check me out on Instagram, I guess. Instagram is like always the place to catch me. Twitter is kind of there, but yeah. Anything I'll announce, it'll be there. Right now, I don't have anything to announce, just work.
Yeah. I appreciate you making time. You already know.
No problem.
I'll have a better space soon. I'm wrapping up some stuff and bouncing back. I want to see your
space. Maybe it'll inspire me.
Yeah, I'm gonna get something, hopefully righteous, man, because it's been a long time. But with all that, check the next episode.